Hello, my lovelies. Today I've been asked to replicate a recipe. So Mary I apologize if I mispronounce your name. I'm going to try. Mary DePompa Carmichael wrote to me and asked me to make the MorningStar Farms garden veggie burgers. Now she sent me a list of ingredients which include TVP, which is very highly processed, egg whites, corn oil, and calcium caseinate, which I believe is milk fat. So we are going to exclude those ingredients. And the rest of the ingredients that she sent to me, which I'm going to list for you and include in this recipe: mushrooms, water chestnuts, onion, carrots, green bell pepper, red bell pepper, black olives, brown rice, rolled oats, soy sauce, and soybeans. Now I'm going to substitute pinto beans for the soybeans just because that's what I had on hand, ready, available in my kitchen. And when I make recipes for you, I want it to be things that you've got on hand in your kitchen. So if you don't have soybeans, you can use soybeans. If you don't have soybeans or pinto beans, you can use black beans, garbanzo beans, any type of bean. If you've watched my other recipes where I talk about veggie burgers, you need some sort of bean to bind, to hold it all together to form a patty. And that's what the beans do. So you've always got some type of bean, some type of grain, which in this case they're using two. They're using the rolled oats and the brown rice. And if you count the TVP, that's also similar to what those two do, which is why it's totally unnecessary to have that processed ingredient. Let's make it whole food, shall we? And make it healthy. Oil isn't necessary in any way other than they fried it in that oil, and we're not going to do that. And then you also need a group of vegetables, okay? Any type of vegetables that you want. So if you've watched me before, sometimes I add tomatoes or corn or carrots or spinach. I like to use spinach. I always use onions. So basically that's what they're doing too. So this is going to should be really easy for us to replicate. Now what I've done to speed things along in the video is I have started browning here on the stove. I have got 1/3 cup onion, and that's just a regular white onion, half of a red bell pepper and half of a green bell pepper. That's what I had on hand. That's what we're throwing in there. So now in my food processor, I've got 5 baby bell mushrooms, okay? And then I'm going to add, I've got half of a can of black olives. I think a whole can would just be too much olives. Plus I've been kind of eating them as I was preparing everything. So put those in your food processor. And then I've got a small can, and this is an 8-ounce can of water chestnuts. And I'm going to put those in the food processor. And keep this stirred as we go. And then let's put the top on and give these a good blitz. I'm going to pulse it a few times. Sorry for the noise. Push it down, give it a few more to make sure all the ingredients have gotten chopped up. And you can do this at home without a food processor by hand if you want, but I'm trying to be fast for you. I'm going to take some of the small stuff out so that I can blitz the bigger stuff that's just not wanting to go down. Sorry about that. I guess I should have done that separately. Would have been easier. I don't have the best food processor. This is just a really cheap one that I got years ago. Eventually I'll replace it. But for now, I just make do. And that should be good enough. I just want it small enough that it will incorporate well into the patties. And I just want this browned really well so that those mushrooms have a start at cooking. And I'm going to add a little bit of water to my pan. See, I've always got my kettle on the stove. Just add a little bit of water so that it doesn't stick. And I'm just going to cook that a little bit on the stove so that those mushrooms get cooked up. And then while that's cooking, I'm going to add, this is 1 cup of carrots. And basically, I had a California mix, frozen veggies, that I had for dinner the other night. And I just picked out some of the carrots. So you'll see little bits of cauliflower and broccoli, just really tiny, that was in that cooking. Just never mind that. So you're going to want 1 cup of carrots. Put that in there because we're going to want it real small. And then I've got 1 heaping cup of my pinto beans. This is just what was left after the last thing I made, and it was in my fridge. So there's the 1 cup mark, and it's just heaping cup, okay? And you can use, you know, to the measure line if you want. That's just what I had in the fridge. Now your beans always have to be smashed up real good so that it will form a paste. That's why we're going to run that through. Okay, these are already cooked, so they don't have to be cooked in the pan. I'm just going to put those right into our mixing bowl. Apologize for licking the fingers. All right, now I've also got 1 cup of rice. Now, again, I'm using what I had on hand, and this is a rice that I mixed up the other night to go with the dinner, and there are some red lentils and some flaxseed in there. Don't worry about that. Just use 1 cup of either white or brown rice when you go to make this recipe. And go ahead and put this right in here with the beans. Give my stuff on the stove a good stir. And then I'm going to break that rice up into the beans because, of course, my rice is cold. It's been in the refrigerator. So I've got to make sure that's good and broken up. Now, if you were to cook this rice fresh and pull it right out of your pan, it wouldn't be all clumped together like mine is. But when we make veggie patties, we tend to use just what's in the fridge. Pull stuff out of the fridge. So, more than likely, yours will be cold too. After all, I rarely make a veggie patty out of fresh ingredients that I've cooked up to make a patty. My patties are generally leftover ingredients that are in the fridge that I've just thrown together to make something new, so that my family doesn't get bored with the same old stuff. Now I've also got 1 cup of rolled oats, and I'm going to put those in. And I'm going to give that a really good stir. So write this down as we go. I don't want to get in trouble for using anyone's names with the MorningStar Farms. But we're not making their recipe, we're making a similar recipe. We're making it healthier. Alright, now let's pull this off of the stove. And that's just all our veggies that we browned up a little bit. And put that in there. And thank you, Mary, for writing to me and asking me to do this. I would have never thought about it. I don't buy those commercial products very often. Once in a while, I'll buy something for my son who is not plant-based, but I don't allow meat in the house. So I'll buy him some of that stuff that he can cook easily, throw together for a lunch. But I don't buy anything that has eggs or milk in it. So this is not a product that I would have bought to be able to get the ingredients off of. Now the only spice she has listed on this when she wrote to me was soy sauce. So I'm using a light sodium soy sauce because of course I'm salt free and a lot of sodium causes my arthritis to flare up. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of this soy sauce. And I'm a little surprised there aren't any other spices in this. But this is what she wrote. I'm trusting her. And so that's all I'm adding. So I would say that's going to give it a really nice salty flavor. And that's what it looks like. So I'm going to make patties out of this. Let's see how it goes. Now I've got my baking sheet lined with my silicone mats. And I'm just going to scoop this mixture. It's a little wetter than some of my veggie patties are. So if it doesn't firm up as much as we like, next time we'll just add more rolled oats. Because truthfully, I'm guessing as I do this, I haven't made this before. You're making it with me for the first time. Now look how fat I'm making that, because I want that to stand up to bread. I want to be able to make sandwiches with this. Now, my husband takes veggie burgers as a sandwich for his lunches. And he is a postman. He's out in the elements all day. He has no way to heat anything up. So his food has to be sandwich form. And so every week I make him a different veggie patty. And that seems to work. He doesn't get tired of it because it's always a different flavor. So this week, this is what he'll have. And they always seem to stand up very well, and they taste good cold. I know a lot of people use these as dinners, but I'm just not one of them. So I am going to finish making these patties because the video is getting a little long. I'm going to bake them at 375 for 20 minutes. Let them cool. That's my secret to them not falling apart. Let them cool. Then flip them over and do them another 10 minutes. We'll give it 10 to 15 minutes. We'll see how that goes. And I'll show you how it looks when it comes out. All right, they've come out of the oven. Now I had to adjust the time a little bit longer than what I normally do, just because the patties were a little wetter than my normal patties that I make up myself. So I did 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. Let them cool completely, which was a good 10 minutes. And then I flipped them over and I did 25 minutes at 375 for the flip. And that was because my initial 10 minutes just wasn't enough. And so I stuck them in a little bit longer. And this is what they look like. Nice, still soft on the inside, I think, and kind of crunchy on the outside. So thank you, Mary, for this suggestion. I hope you all like them. If you would like any other recipes duplicated, made healthier, shoot me a little comment down below. And if you like what you see, be sure you subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends. Tick that little bell, that way you know the next time a video comes out. Have a good day, guys.